Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fed League Flash. Another interview that we're doing this week. This is someone that I've been wanting to talk to for quite a while. He's a very busy man, so we're going to get right to it. He is a former player in both the FPHL and the QMJHL as well, a little bit in the SP. He was coach of Watertown for a while, and now he is the head coach and director of hockey operations for the Biloxi Breakers. Welcome to Charlie Pence Jr. How you doing?
Good, Gary. How are you doing, man?
Good, good. Now we figured out all our our
Technical difficulties.
oh my goodness. Again, my bad, my bad.
And no worries.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll jump right in. Just to kind of help people who aren't familiar with you, just to get to know you. Um, you did play Major Junior. Um, what was that like playing with like Pavlik and Shepard and some of the other guys who actually ended up making the NHL?
Honestly, Gary, it was awesome. It was a great experience to practice with those guys every day and see their work ethic and the way that they just the way that they acted also, in practice, but also going to games, before games. It was awesome to learn and to see, real professionals. And Pavlik was already drafted when I had gotten there. So, yeah, it was just, as a hockey player, it's where you want to be. And it was just amazing to see every day in practice just how hard they work, and the consistency is probably the best thing to mention. Is just they were so consistent every game, game in, game out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that I would say that was probably the coolest part to witness.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine that must have been something. Um, you also spent some time in Delaware, and a lot of our viewers and listeners still remember the Delaware Thunder. Small teams, small rink, but boy, those crowds were rowdy. Talk a little bit about just playing in that environment in Delaware.
Well, yeah, I mean, much like a lot of the markets, Delaware has Dover Air Force Base is right there. So you're always going to get the fans out that were on base or we're looking for something to do, and obviously Army, Air Force, Navy, these guys get rowdy at games. So it was really awesome to be a part of for the first season. I only played there that first season, and then we went into the COVID year, so the
Yeah,
the season was cut short. But yeah, just a great fan base, and great people in Delaware and Southern Delaware there. So they came out, supported a ton. I've met a ton of people from there. Bobby and Jessica Walls were great people, great
mm,
supporters of the team, and yeah, just and that it was in my backyard, so there was really no questions asked as far as playing there that season. I was pretty juiced to get back, and I had just played in Danville the year before that, and so yeah, it was an easy decision for me to play in Delaware, and I don't regret it at all. It was a great year for everyone that was there.
yep, yep. I know jerseys are still a hot commodity, even though there aren't many out there.
Oh, I know you got your Basie jersey. I saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's cool.
that's a mock-up, but
Eh,
nonetheless.
Still
uh,
cool. It was a
yeah.
cool logo, cool uniform too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So you finished your playing career in Watertown, and then, of course, the following year, you went into the coaching. Now, of course, you had some time coaching, some coaching experience with Delaware Prep beforehand, so it wasn't a totally new thing for you. But uh, how difficult was it to make the transition from player to coach?
Well, actually, Gary, the first year after I had to retire because I tore my labrum in my left hip. So that happened in November that we played actually in Columbus. I tore
Mm,
my labrum. And then shortly thereafter that we actually I was kind of put into a position that I had to be the general manager of the team that season that I was still playing. Curtis Mosley, um, he had some things that he had to do personally that he had left the team. So I actually was, I had to learn basically everything as far as trades go and signing guys and all that stuff. I kind of had to learn a little bit on my own while I was still playing. So um, that was interesting. And then the following season in Watertown, I was just the general manager. I didn't skate. I didn't get on the ice. That was the year with Brian Verbeek. So it was more actually that I got into management first before I got into coaching. And yeah, I think actually, I mean, I think it's harder to be a general manager in this league than it is to be a coach, just because there's so many moving pieces. But coaching came naturally to me the following season, last year in Watertown. Um, I think mostly because, being a former player, I know what to expect from a coach. I know what the coaches need to bring every day in practice, and also I know the things that they shouldn't do. I took a lot of the experience I've had growing up and playing prep school and major, junior, and pro, and just tried to find a really good balance of things, as far as being on the ice with the guys every day, and then also being on the bench, staying positive, and giving guys a pat on the back and telling them when they've done well and when they haven't. So it was a mixture of a lot of different things, and I'm happy to be in the position I'm at now with Biloxi.
absolutely, absolutely. I don't want to delve into what happened at the end with Watertown. It was a surprise situation, obviously, but tell us as best as you can about kind of your personal journey from getting from that point in time to where you are now.
Uh, yeah, I don't want to go into anything in Watertown too much, but
Right, exactly.
obviously, like, we started the season pretty hot. I think the last time I saw you in person was when we beat Binghamton in Binghamton at
Yep,
their
opening
yeah,
night. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So you and Bob Howard. Hey, what's up, Bob? So I think we had a good recipe to put together a good team there, and obviously there were some issues, outside of my role that had nothing to do with me at the time, and from there, basically, I moved to Florida. That was somewhere that I, after being in Watertown for 3 years, I thought was a good move for me. And
Early snowbird.
yeah, yeah, no, I absolutely love Tampa and Clearwater. I think that's going to be my forever home. So that was just not a bucket list thing, but I travel there pretty much every summer, either way when I was playing or coaching or GM. So it just made sense to move there, and I got the opportunity from Chris and from Don to kind of fix the things that were going wrong in Mississippi. They saw what I did in Watertown, and I think they realized that I have a good eye for recruiting, and that I could take a team that was in last place and not doing so well in other areas, and kind of move it and turn it around.
Absolutely. I know the fans are really excited. It's been, I don't think there has been this much excitement in Mississippi since the first year, really. So it's good to see. I'm enjoying just seeing it from my perspective and seeing the community really getting pumped about this upcoming season. Um, Talk about some of the key guys that you've been able to bring in. You played with some, you've coached others, a few others. You haven't had a direct relationship with yet, but just talk about some of the guys you got coming in.
Yeah. As far as the signings go, I think I'm really excited to get Fab Leonard back here. He had to end his season early in Watertown due to a wrist injury, and he's completely healed. He just had surgery again this summer, so he's a wizard with the puck as far as puck possession, that's the name of the game here, puck possession and shots. So. Really excited to see Fab back here healthy. I'm really excited to get my Russian duo in here with Kalinin and Demon. I think those guys play really well together. Probably the biggest signing that we had this summer, or one of the bigger signings, would be Aldi Nerland. He's got World Junior experience. I know a lot of teams in the league were fighting over him. So it's we have some offensive talent. I think looking at the roster from last year, that was one of the bigger things that we needed to do and take care of was get some pucks on net, get some pucks in the net. I think the highest scorer we had was 27 points last year in Mississippi. So
Right.
that was my first goal, and then obviously the big signing with Elwha. I know how well he can play in games. He's a gamer, and the trades, though, I think were the biggest move so far with Rosenzweig
Yep.
and Pavlov. That I think that was also a pretty big move for us. We're looking to have puck moving defensemen, but we're also looking for guys to jump up into the play and be offensive. So I think the last one we had was Isaac Enright.
Hmm.
That kid is he's a stud too. So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of big pickups. I don't want to miss anybody, but I think we've definitely have revamped the team and turned it into somebody that can put up 4, 5, 6 goals a night and defend.
Absolutely. And I know the fans are also excited that you do have a couple of familiar faces back with Philip Long and um, eh, well, seeing how things developed with camp, but Andrew Stacy and Blake Keller and those guys. I
Karski.
Yeah, Pikarski as well. Yep. So, and they seem to come on late in the season last year too. When everything was pretty much, yeah, over and done, then Mississippi was counted out. But those guys really seem to turn it on right at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think the core group that we kept here from last year's team was, I had interviews before, well, right around when I got hired as the coach. I called every single player on the team, and if some players wanted to get moved, then we would move them. I'm not the kind of coach or general manager that likes to keep guys that don't want to be here. So the guys that wanted to leave, we mostly moved them out, and the key pieces in Wong, Pikarski, Keller, Anderson. Obviously, Stacy is up in Roanoke, so we'll see what happens with him. I wish
Right.
him well. But yeah, the guys that we kept were the ones. Those are the horses we want in the stable, and I think they're all great kids. It just it made sense to keep those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously there's a unique set of challenges with coaching a team in Biloxi. You open the door to the arena and the beach is right there. Got the casino right there. There's a lot of distractions. So talk about how you help keep the guys focused on the team, the game, the opponent coming in, just everything that they need to focus on.
Well, I think a major piece to that was housing last year. The housing that they were in was not ideal. It worked as long as it did, but if you're not comfortable in living in the place that you're at, I think that you'll idle hands will get you in trouble. So, what we did this year is we're in beautiful luxury apartments for the players. They've got a nice, I don't want to say villa, but they've got a nice pool. They've got a gym on the campus here, and then they've also got a clubhouse. It's got a 100-inch screen. So I think the
Nice.
the main goal is and it's brand new, so no one's ever lived here before. It's
Mm.
called the Lofts down here. So we did a partnership deal with them, and
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so basically, I think if the players come back to their house and they don't have to worry about driving down to Biloxi or gambling or anything like that, they have enough stuff here that they're not going to really need to go around or wander around and be doing anything nefarious. Um, I tried to give them everything here so that they don't have to go anywhere else, but yeah, no, it's obviously always a concern. Biloxi is it's got 13 casinos here. There's plenty of things to to get your nose into. And I think another big piece of that, Gary, is we hired Brett Riley, who's he's a personal trainer. He works with NHL guys, Chris Kunitz, Tony Greco, who works with Claude Giroux. We hired him full time for this season. So these guys are not going to want to leave their beds, at least for the first 2 weeks of training camp, because we're gonna make sure that they're in great shape.
Oh yeah. Yep. October 11th is not too far away. So
No, no,
yeah.
it's not.
Yep. So, and it'll be good to see the guys, hit the road early, have that bonding experience, trip up to a very tough barn to play in.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard. I haven't been there yet, but yeah, we're our training camp's actually in Lafayette, so I think these guys are going
Hmm.
to bond pretty quickly. For our first day in camp is going to be October 1st, and we'll be in Lafayette until October 10th, and then we're going to leave for Monroe October 10th, stay in Monroe, have morning skate that next morning, and hopefully get a W on the road.
There you go. There you go. A last question before I let you go, because I know you're super busy with stuff. Um, Obviously, everyone in the Continental Division, or just about everyone, has improved immensely from last year, yeah, at least on paper. You look at everyone's rosters, the player signings, the pickups, it seems like everybody's better off than where they were at last year. Um, every night's obviously going to be a dogfight. Um, so, what can you tell the fans of Biloxi as far as what to look forward to with this team?
Yeah, you know, when I'm building the team or building a team, I'm looking for a team that's going to be able to play well in all three zones. I think that's the most important thing, starting with the D zone. And I think that we definitely have the personnel at this point now that we were looking for all off season. So we're going to play really well in our D zone, and our offensive forwards are definitely going to be. They're going to be happy with the line combinations they're with. I like to make sure that we have a guy that's going to go get the puck, a guy that's going to move the puck to the shooter. That's going to be on each line, and so yeah, I think that we're going to have a really good D zone, and that builds out into the O zone. Um, you know, I'm not as far as every other team getting better in this division. I do agree with you. I think teams have gotten better, but I'm not sure if they're going to have the unity that we're going to have here. We have to go on the road for training camp, so these guys are going to be really close. I
Mm,
think starting the season, and we have the first few weeks on the road also, so we don't play at home until October 31st.
right.
Um, and so I think that's something to look forward to. There weren't a lot of goals scored last year in Mississippi, and this year you know, I think that that's going to change tremendously. Um, so yeah, I know the fans are going to have a lot to look forward to, and I'm excited for the season to start.
As am I. Gonna miss seeing you up north. I'm sure you're not gonna miss the bus trips, but
Yeah, or the
but
snow.
true. But I definitely will be catching many Biloxi games on YouTube. Can't wait to see what the season has in store. And anyway, congratulations on all the great work that you have done to this point, and I'm sure that more congratulations are going to be in order down the line. But I want to thank you so much for joining me and coming on. Charlie Penns Jr., head coach, president of operations for the Biloxi Breakers. It's wonderful talking to you, and hopefully we'll catch up somewhere down the line. Maybe the finals.
Let's see, Gary. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but yeah, we'll definitely catch up this year. And like I said, thank you to all the Mississippi fans. We've already had a record year in season ticket sales.
Awesome.
I'm very excited to have our first game on the 31st.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you, Gary.
Well, again, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you all for tuning in and watching. And hopefully, we'll have a lot more interviews to come in the future. Again, thanks to Charlie Pence Jr. Thanks to the Biloxi Breakers for letting me borrow Charlie for a little while because things are pretty busy down there. But thank you so much, and hey, all of you, thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful day.